Hi, Mike.
Chris, how's it going?
We're here. Two guys talking crypto, man. I'm so excited. We're kicking it off.
It's the first program. This is truly exciting.
Yeah. So this is we're just going to explain what we're going to talk about on this show, which is pretty much all things crypto and blockchain. We'll introduce ourselves a little bit more later, but there's so many use cases of crypto and blockchain. It's literally mind-blowing, and that's what this show's all about, right, Mike?
Well, yeah, you have to remember too, also, this is really the 101 that shows and shares exactly why you and I are doing anything inside of crypto at all. This is where, if you've come to this show after watching it for the first time, we'll be pointing to everybody to this episode so that you can get a better understanding of both Chris and I, but also of why we're doing this show.
Yeah, so I've been pretty much into crypto for it's about 3 years now since I actually invested in some Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that. But I want to be clear. This show's not, we might talk about investing a little bit, but it's not an investing show. It literally is two non-experts talking about crypto and in all its different incarnations.
Well, and the discoveries that you and I are both going to make, you being someone who has invested in it, and me that has 9 whole days of you and me talking accidentally about it, and me making some graphics for the website and our podcast and the YouTube presence and the variety of video stuffs. But beyond that, I really don't know anything other than some stuff that you had shared with me the other evening that I think was really important, and that's what really set off this show
right
in its entirety. I mean, I think back to that conversation, and it is the seed moment for this program, but also for helping people understand a little bit more about crypto that think it's just this technological goony tech thing that nobody really understands or is really participating in. It's just kind of out there.
Right.
It's much deeper than that. And again, we're going to share all that inside this episode.
Yeah. That's back that night when I yelled at you, right? I was yelling at you.
One of the many. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what happened was, I'm talking about crypto. I actually told Mike, I said, Mike, I want to start a show about crypto. And you have this sense of humor where you just crack jokes. It's like, they're jokes, but then like you just struck me the right way, and I was like, no, dude, you don't understand crypto. You don't understand how far-reaching it is, and I got like all worked up, and not in an angry way. Like, I mean, we're friends. It's not in an angry way. It's just this energy comes off of me when people who don't understand anything, they seem to have these very limiting beliefs, and they sort of have made their mind up already. I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that's the sort of impression I got through a joke, which again, whatever. But it's just so let's talk about what areas of our lives is crypto and blockchain gonna touch. Let me just read a few, if you will allow me.
Sure, fire away.
First of all, investing and the store of value. There's this whole, US dollar and Bitcoin and crypto. Then there's supply chain management, digital identity, royalty protection and copyrights, cybersecurity, digital voting, real estate, healthcare, asset management, entertainment, insurance, education, decentralized finance, capital markets, law, media and entertainment, sports and esports, huge, asset tokenization, the energy market, food safety, music, travel. I mean, I'm not even going to finish the list. That's enough. I mean, Mike, isn't it insane what this is going to touch and is touching?
Well, what I love about you reading that list is that you're absolutely right. It's a giant cavalcade of value. The problem is that in general, it's totally overwhelming. And my hope is that with this program, we're going to be able to dig into some of the nuance, but also the reason why anybody should care about all of this. And for those that are curious, this is not a how to be inside of blockchain / cryptocurrencies. That's not what this channel is, at least not yet anyway. The value here is, again, Chris and I, as Chris far more advanced than me, but me as the neophyte, I don't know jack other than I have been able to discover all of the logos for each of the different cryptocurrencies. But I mean, literally, that's it. And then some of the stuff that Chris has shared to help deposit what value cryptocurrencies and the variety of cryptocurrencies actually have and can have inside of Americana.
Right. So it's almost like it's what I say on one of my other podcasts. I do a podcast about audio production for podcasting, and I always say, like, just listen. Like, by listening over time, you will just sort of absorb a lot of understanding and knowledge and the meaning of words and how things are connected. So I think that's probably going to be the biggest value of the show, is like, if people just watch our videos every day or the podcast every week, like, you might not know everything we're talking about, but just getting familiar with words and understanding things is really, really helpful. And it's like slow learning over a long period of time. Really, really effective.
Something I'd like to promise everyone that's listening is that when you do, and if you do listen to all of the shows, you're going to pick out something that you'll be able to have a light bulb moment about cryptocurrencies. It may not be earth shattering. It may not lead you to bet on what's coming next inside of crypto. But what it will do is give you some sort of contrast as to what is going on and what can and will be happening if you just pay attention to cryptocurrencies.
Right. And so we're not going to promise eye-opening moments, but I will promise you some eye-opening audio right now. Two guys talking crypto. Let's go.
Kick ass. That is awesome.
Dude.
Where'd you get that? Did you get that off of some stock library on the intertubes?
No, that's my horrible voice and my guitar.
I don't know about horrible. I think that's some quality. That's some quality arrangement there, friend. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, disgusting. Anyway, that was fun. But anyway, I'm looking forward to having some fun with this. And it's like, go ahead.
I think one of the most important pieces to remember as we start this program is this. I can remember when I had my first job when I was 15. It was at a butcher shop that was across the street from my dad and my bonus mom's apartment. And my very first paycheck was $11.68. And I deposited it in the bank that was right next door to the butcher shop. And it was my very first bank account. And thankfully, my dad taught me how to save money well. It followed me into adulthood reasonably well. And that's how I understood money back then. I then found my first series of jobs, first as a sign language interpreter, then inside of tech as a web designer, and then into email marketing and marketing in general. And each of those times, of course, the money's gotten larger just because time has passed and the skill sets grow. But what has never changed is the value and the understanding of money, in that if you can understand the concept of money and saving something for value later, you're already actually 90% of the way to understanding cryptocurrencies. The reason I really got a bug in my bonnet about wanting to learn more about cryptocurrencies, however, is because while I was recently looking for new jobs, I've recently finished a 23-year tenure as the email marketing director for a local computer company. As I was looking for jobs, there were actually jobs that were asking if I would consider cryptocurrencies as a payoutable amount for what I was going to be paid to do.
Right.
Okay, that instantly changes the game because it's not this amorphous thing anymore. Now it's something that's being ascribed true value inside of an employment opportunity. So now do you care? And those are, when I talk about light bulb moments in general inside of all of my podcasting, that's what I'm talking about. Is that while it is for many people this floating thing that is out there, that somehow you go and you find all of these things and then they're assigned value and kept inside of different directories of value in different places with different names. That's all true. All of that is true. And it's far more detailed than that, but there's your foundation. And now you're curious. And that's what we're going to be fostering here, is trying to feed and satisfy that curiosity so that there are these little incremental changes, very much like what happens inside of cryptocurrencies, where there are steep ups and downs inside of the roller coaster of cryptocurrency. It's one of the things that you and I have been talking about now for years, really. You and I have known each other for years now. And every now and then inside of one of your programs, you'll bring open the very dynamic listings of what the cryptocurrencies are worth. And whether or not people understand anything in the value, what you can't deny is that it's incredibly dynamic and is altered by a variety of different things, all of which we're going to talk about inside this program.
Yeah, and it's so funny, like as new technology emerges, like it's always easier for the younger people to understand and incorporate what do you call that? Adoption? Adopt new technology. But like for middle-aged and older folks, like all this crypto stuff may seem really just confusing. And let me tell you something. I won't say it's confusing, but it's different. But one of the things that we're going to do on this show is talk about fundamentals. And when you understand the fundamentals of anything, really, it just your eyes open and you could see things that you didn't see before.
Yeah.
And you can relate it to something from your past. So I think that's also a big part of what we're doing here is to just this continued learning. And because let's face it, as the world changes and more things become tokenized and get on the blockchain and there's cryptocurrencies replace fiat currency because it's going to happen. The people who know more about it and who are more savvy, they always do way better. They make more money. They save more money. They position themselves to be in a better position in 5 years. And the people who don't pay attention and who don't sort of at least learn the fundamentals, they end up being the losers. They have nothing and they don't even know why they have nothing because they just missed the boat, right?
Technology is something that I think all of us have had some sort of waking up moment over the course of the last 15, 20 years, at least once, where if it's not just the step up in technology, the sample is you and I are essentially utilizing a software that allows you and I to have our own television studio from our homes. You know, that's bonzo. It was kind of interesting in 1985 inside of the feature film Back to the Future, where Marty has this amazing device that allows him to have a portable television studio, said Doc Brown. Well, we have a piece of software that does more than anything Marty's machine did. And who would have ever thought of that? Well, it's exactly the same way. And that's why I'm so excited about it, is because I don't have the blocking part of I'm not going to learn about crypto. I have the total ignorance of knowing really anything about it. And then the thirst to want to know more.
Yeah.
And so those of you that are visiting us here inside the 101, here is the bottom line. You're going to learn, but you've got to listen. And if you don't listen and you don't watch, you're not going to learn anything. All of those sage advices that your parents told you or your mentors or the people in business that were telling you this years ago. Well, guess what, everyone? They were right. You do have to listen and you have to take in new knowledge, and you have to take that new knowledge and then apply it to your life so that you can then use it and learn more.
Right.
That's what we're going to be doing here inside of Two Guys Talking Crypto, and I'm super stoked for it.
Yeah. And plus, as you watch us every day or every week on our program, you get to see just two absolutely gorgeous studs discussing crypto.
Yeah, to head off a little fan mail at the onset here. I just wanted to tell everyone that I am not hanging upside down. My hair actually does this when I wake up. So okay, I don't want to get the hanging upside down emails. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean NFTs, dude. There's so much happening. Anyway, so
I'm not prepared to share too much of it. But that you mentioned NFTs. For those that are curious, NFTs are imagery that are made.
Well, it's not just imagery. It could actually be anything. It's just a non-fungible token. It's a one-of-a-kind token. Yeah.
Right, but to give somebody some context, and the one that I have applied and gotten feedback about being paid in crypto, their sample it's imagery that's built to represent value inside of cryptocurrency technology. And that's incredibly interesting, unless you don't know anything of what I just said. Then it's not interesting at all, and it's just this giant question mark.
Right.
We're going to help dispel those question marks inside of Two Guys Talking Crypto.
Yes, we're going to go through these big topics and start from the foundation and learn and have fun. And again, it's just, I consider us eye candy mainly, but I mean, I could be wrong. I don't.
I am in awe by your looks this evening, Chris. I just want you to know. Seriously.
I always think, like, who's going to watch two middle-aged yahoos just blathering about something?
It's going to be an amazing, life-changing, light bulb generating moment for everyone that takes the time to listen and or watch, and I can't wait for more of it to happen.
Yeah.
For all of you that are watching or listening, remember you can get a giant dose of Chris and I by going to any of the many social media outlets and availabilities for watching and listening over at twoguystalkingcrypto.com. That's the number 2 guystalkingcrypto.com. We can't wait for you to be there. Chris, anything else?
No, that's it. I'm ready to get going. Next episode, we're going to get into some really good content. So thank you, everybody, for checking out this video and everything. And wherever you're watching this, make sure you subscribe and like and all that jazz. And we're happy that you're along the ride with us. And definitely contact us anytime you want. We'd love to hear from you. So
right. And remember, the place to do that, everything, including contacting and watching everything, is over at twoguystalkingcrypto.com.
Two guys talking crypto. Let's go. It doesn't have enough energy, though. But anyway. All right.
It's
see you guys.
probably the musical artist. We can talk to him.
Oh, Jesus. Later.